Now, on this show, as you know, I've tried to walk a fine line. I think most of us around the country have been doing the same. I don't want to bag our lockdown measures. They have worked. They've saved lives and they've put us in a wonderful position now to try to control our situation and our own destiny. But I have railed against over-the-top policing, some restrictions that seem too onerous without delivering any obvious benefit. And one of those has been shutting down beaches. We've had this crazy situation where people have been allowed to walk with their family in the park, sometimes right next to the beaches, but not allowed to walk along the beaches or jump in for a dip in New South Wales and Victoria especially. Have a look at this though. This bloke is one of the many well-known locals at Bondi Beach, Sydney's famous Bondi Beach. He went for a swim off the rocks. When he came back on his own, this is how it ended up. Now, I wouldn't encourage wrestling with police, but really, you can't go for a swim? He'll face court in July. Yet this comes on the very day that other popular beaches just south of Bondi, at Coogee, Clovelly and Maroubra, have been reopened under sensible social distancing rules. No hanging around in groups and the like. Those beaches are now open again for walking, swimming and exercise. Good stuff. That is really a good starting point. Other councils in Sydney and in Melbourne ought to pay attention to that. But speaking of Victoria, you're not allowed to play golf there, which is a bit weird. Other states say you can play in pairs, and if you play like me, you seldom see your partner on the course. Anyway, one's over there, one's off in that direction. Now, as he's wont to do, footy legend Sam Newman made a big noise about this last week.
You give me a legitimate reason why golfers can't socially distance, not touch one another, walk around a golf course, obey the strict rules. It is nonsense. There's everyone out on the street, jogging, spitting, vomiting, pissing on everyone. It's extraordinary.
Well, I don't know exactly what streets Sam's been walking, but the point was well made. And have a look, though, at the way Premier Daniel Andrews responded yesterday on this when he was asked about it by a very good golfer, our very own Kieran Gilbert.
But I don't need to play golf. No one needs to play golf. I might want to, but me playing golf simply isn't worth someone's life.
Worth someone's life? Really? We don't need to do a lot of things, but the point is trying to have as normal a society as possible without accelerating the spread of the virus. It's not Ebola. Most people won't suffer greatly from it. We want to cooperate and slow its spread and protect the vulnerable and stop it from running rife in our society. That's always been the case. We've done it well. And we know we can't go back to normal immediately, but really that sort of language, it's just over the top. And just as New Zealand has been relaxing its social distancing measures today, to be unveiled in a week or so, from level 4 to level 3, effectively from a tougher lockdown to Australia's to something similar to ours, Daniel Andrews says Victorians shouldn't get their hopes up.
I want to make it clear, though, the notion that pubs are open anytime soon, it's not going to happen. Restaurants, bars, cafes, I just don't think that's going to be. The risk will be far greater than any reward.
Look, we get it. We're not going back to normal anytime soon, but sort of threatening people, this is way too risky, getting all tough, it's not the way forward here. Australians have done well. We've cooperated, not for governments, not for politicians, but for our families and for our compatriots. I think the tone of this is important. Leaders should be thanking people for their cooperation and perhaps suggesting that they're keen to relax whatever they can as soon as possible, based on medical advice, without risking any more outbreaks. That's got to be the aim, surely, for all of us.